all tied at 4. And at 141 we go. Tristan Moran, Nick Lee. Should be another good one at these earlier weights. Moran 16-5 this season, ranked 16th. Nick Lee 16-0, the sophomore Southern Scuffle champion.
Lee mentioned one of those 6 Southern Scuffle champions for Penn State, placing 12 overall. And quick start here from Moran. Moran aggressive on top this start. Try to get out and get maybe some surprise points here for Wisconsin if they can get anywhere they can find him.
Moran, an Oklahoma State transfer. The redshirt junior, 18-7 last season as a reserve.
I think also to speak to the aggressive start, if they learned anything from Friday, they need to score as many points as possible. If by some chance any of their matches for the rest of the season come down to criteria again.
Technical violation, figure 4 there by Moran. That'll give Nick Lee a point. So an escape here from Lee could tie us up at 2. And we are tied.
One of those situations similar to an illegal handhold, can't have your feet in a legal position either.
It's been a good start to this one in rec hall. Connor Brown beating Devin Schnupp 18-9. And Robin Bravo Young coming right back for the Nittany Lions, a 12-4 win over Jens Lance, to tie us at 4. Here's Lee looking to take the lead. He does. 4-2, Nick Lee on top.
Lee working around there trying to get across face, but had almost a standing cradle to start. Had the leg bridged up on his left thigh there and had control of the right arm, but Moran able to spring free a little bit and work from the bottom.
Travis, you have to look at this, and then at 149 is must-haves for Wisconsin if they want to try and push Penn State here. Once you look to the Mark Hall, Bo Nickel, Jason Nolf, I mean, guys that are so tough to beat. Now a stall warning on Tristan Moran.
And they have 165 to look forward to as well, but yeah, these 2 matches are your must-haves of the match here to make this any sort of close, because after 165, 174, 184, 197, 285, all are odds heavy against you.
No team has scored more than 8 against Penn State this year. And here's Lee trying to walk him around. And we'll get a potentially dangerous call with 35 seconds left.
And Lee had the bar in a little bit there, but will start to rotate the wrong way and twisting his shoulder in a dangerous position there.
4-2 the lead for Nick Lee. And a caution on Moran. Nick Lee, an All-American finish last year. And how about this? He lost to the very first bout of Nationals, wrestled all the way back to 5th. Really gritty performance from him.
Yeah, one of the better performances last year. Shame that he had to wrestle all the way back, but that's just kind of the position you get put in those big tournaments there with 5 and 6 matches.
Late in the first period, Moran there with the reversal, tying it up at 4. 10 seconds left to wrestle in the first. 5 seconds left. Moran hard on top. Will ride out Lee, tied at 4 as we end the first.
Coach Chris Bono really looking for the stalling there. Lee wasn't doing a whole lot on bottom, just trying to get to the end of the period. Knew exactly what time it was in the period here, but you look here, Moran riding really hard on top, got those legs locked in inside of Lee's legs, not letting him go anywhere.
Moran starts down, tied at 4. Been a good one so far. Moran got the first takedown quickly. Nick Lee scoring on a technical violation, then escaped. And a takedown to take the 4-2 lead in the late reversal here. And now an escape for Moran. It's 5-4. He has the lead.
Lee consistent with that single leg going in on the right leg of Moran. He's done that twice now and gotten in deep both times, but Moran doing a good job on defense.
Now Lee looking for a turn. He gets the takedown. Looking for swipes as well.
Move to a far set over the top. He's going to have to reset here and try to set the hips back and see if he can get something going.
6-5 the lead for Nick Lee.
Still a little overextended.
Just over a minute left to wrestle here in the second. Riding time up over a minute for Lee as well.
Moran's got those legs locked up. Not letting him go anywhere, but Lee almost with the tilt in there, but couldn't get the knee in the side, and Moran able to roll through.
45 seconds left. And Moran cuts loose, tied at 6 here in the second period.
Really tough, gritty match here from Tristan Moran so far. Lee going in again on that right leg. Moran keep leaving himself open on that side.
Just kind of rolled through there. They scramble. 25 seconds left in the second. Tied at 6. It's Lee and Moran.
Lee trying to poke through on the backside, got a hold of that ankle.
And will get potentially dangerous. Can almost sense we're positioned here right next to this Wisconsin bench, how important this is at 141. We mentioned 149, another big one, 65 as well for these Wisconsin Badgers, but they're certainly going to have to string together a couple wins. This would go a long way in doing that.
Certainly able to put the pressure on Penn State here. They can going into the third period, tied at 6, and riding time advantage now early on was possibly looking towards Moran, but in favor of Penn State. And look at Lee here going through on the reversal, was trying to put in a little bit of a tilt there, but again, overset, not able to get it done.
6-6, we are tied, and Lee up quickly, but Moran brings him right back down. Now here's Lee looking for the reversal.
A lot of scramble situations in this match.
Now he's got Moran in trouble. Gets the reversal for 2. And Wisconsin's gonna challenge. Once we get the end of this sequence, referees will take a look at this one. 1:30 left in the third. And now we'll take a look. So for now, a reversal for Nick Lee. And Chris Bono, Wisconsin, will challenge.
Looked like, see if he had control there off that reversal, off the several scrambles they had there. They were both, neither one really set on top there. Lee was a little off to the side there when they said he got control, so we'll see what the officials say here. Look here back at the replay. Got a hold of the ankle there, and Moran with a bridge up on his leg, and they just keep kind of rolling through. Still no control from either wrestler at this point, or from Moran still has control here. Lee still not having control. So they rule control at this point, but still not quite. I think they're going to go with had control here, as it has to be completely reversible on the call, but definitely a close call there from the officials.
How about just the scrambles that we've seen so far this afternoon? I mean, at 125, it was back and forth with the reversals. Here's some good scrambles as well.
Yeah, all three of these matches so far have been great high-tempo matches, and scores may not indicate that, but all three of them have had offense on both sides and exciting wrestling so far. But you still see here on the scramble, here's where he awards him the 2, and Moran still having control of the ankle there. Chris Bono arguing that that's still enough to make sure he doesn't get the reversal. Still waiting on words from the officials here, but I think they're going to stay with the call.
Our officials this afternoon, Brian Murphy and Pete Rayo, both over at the monitor, getting a good look at this one, taking their time. As it stands right now, 8-6, the lead for Nick Lee. 1:25 left in the third period, and riding time in 1:21 for Lee, the Nittany Lion.
And both kind of just rolling through each of the ankle picks that they had, and get a ruling here in a minute, but I think it's going to stay Penn State here, stay at the point total we have now, 8-6 Lee, and almost has that riding time locked up there at 1:21, so possible a 9-6 lead for Lee.
Still get a nice long look at this one. We've talked about this, the importance of this bout at 141. I mean, if Wisconsin really wants to fight for this duel against Penn State, you feel almost like they have to win this one.
Yeah, they got the first win they needed to get at 125 with Connor Brown, and 141 here, and 165. That would get them up near 10 points, and that would be an achievement in itself. As you mentioned, no one has scored more than 8 points on Penn State. So I think that in itself would be a big morale booster.
So just reading the lips here, looks like the call on the mat will stand. And yep, that's the official announcement here. So 8-6 the lead for Nick Lee over Tristan Moran. 1:25 left to wrestle in the third. And as we restart, Lee will be on top.
Lee a few times has been looking to get arm bar in and a tilt a few times, but just hasn't been able to get quite set up and into a groove here throughout this match. Almost had him there on the tilt.
Cody Sanderson, assistant for Penn State, jumped out of his seat. He thought that might have won it there for Lee. Final minute here in the third. And now we get the escape. Riding time now locked in, 50 seconds left, 1:51 of riding time for Nick Lee. It's an 8-7 score. Lee leading Moran, 40 seconds left.
Moran's got to go to work here. He hasn't been the one to go for the takedowns. Mostly it's been Lee leading the offensive charge here in this match. Sitting on his heels a little bit, about 30 seconds left. Got to go to work.
They tie up now. Lee with a hold of that right leg. And down to the mat with 25 seconds left to wrestle.
I think Lee will try to ride this one out here, trying to get the takedown. Still got a hold of that ankle.
Now 15 seconds left. Moran looking for control. He gets the late takedown and the lead 9-8. But with riding time, we'll be tied at 9 here, barring an escape. 5 seconds left for Lee. Turning and flailing. And did he get it in time? No. So we'll go to overtime. Tied at 9, 1:40 for that riding time advantage for Lee. Huge. That gets him to this extra period.
And he almost had a little bit of a headlock in there, try to get get a reversal there at the end of the period, but the bell saved Tristan Moran.
One minute on the clock. We'll have 2 one-minute periods. Rather sudden victory. Here Lee trying to get some control. And again, next score will win it. 40 seconds left here in this initial extra period.
Lee got a hold of the legs, hold of the ankles there, almost worked around.
Lee looking for the takedown, still nothing, 20 seconds left.
Moran staying very flat here and just not allowing Lee to get around. Has a lock on that leg there.
Just 10 seconds left. And Lee got a swipe, but just that. Now looking for the takedown at the buzzer. And no takedown. Only a 2 count. Says Brian Murphy, looking for that neutral danger rule. If he gets to a 3 count, that would count as 2 for the takedown. And now Penn State's going to take a look. Absolute madness here in this extra period of sudden victory.
Take a look back at it here. That started the count, had 2 swipes before the period ended on the neutral danger zone count, but definitely did not have control to get a clear and away takeaway. But we'll take another look at it here. We got to look at it on the video board here. Now we have a look at it here, and both guys have control here. Lee with control of both those legs, and Moran with enough of a hold on Lee. I think the call will stand as no takedown. Just not in that neutral danger zone position long enough, and Lee not able to work behind Moran quickly enough to get the takedown at the end of the period. Have another look at it. And Moran still having enough of control there, and I think Lee just had to work around a little more to get the takedown there. But again, I think the call will stand where it's at. But again, just sudden victory here, that first sudden victory period. Just a testament to this match so far. Has been a great match. I think one of the more underrated matches. Not a whole lot of people saw coming from Tristan Moran and Nick Lee. Lee, some people expecting to walk away with a little bit here, and no points awarded.
No takedown now. And we'll get 2 30-second periods up next. So first the choice is for Tristan Moran. He'll start down in this 5th period.
Ride out period here with Lee starting on top. And Moran will get a turn at his ride out on top as well.
Moran trying to spin out, he escapes. So now a 10-9 lead for Tristan Moran, 10 seconds left.
Really nice roll out there from Moran to get up and out. Get that point.
So 10-9 the lead here. And to the next tiebreaker.
Now Moran will get 30 seconds of his own to ride out on top. Another tie-breaking period.
Lee escapes, tied at 10. He also has the 9 seconds of riding time advantage.
Moran
15 seconds left to wrestle.
Moran stalling a little bit here, and Lee was the one going with the takedowns all match, leading the offensive charge, and now a little bit gassed here towards the end.
Lee with a hold of an ankle. Moran falls right on top of him with 3 seconds. And we continue here at 141.
I'll go to another sudden victory period here.
Ultimate tiebreaker. Points will win it if nobody scores. And Tristan Moran with the takedown. And the ultimate tiebreaker. Second sudden victory. 12-10. Tristan Moran beats Nick Lee. A big win for Wisconsin.
Another scramble situation at the end there. We've seen so many throughout this match. And a big win there for Tristan Moran and Coach Chris Bono and company.